Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Scorpio. If Scorpio is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. Okay, Scorpio. So this is your bonus reading, and tonight we have the Death card. So let's see what that's all about. Don't get worried. It's often not a bad thing. Maybe just the ending of something that has not served you well. Oh my goodness, it is storming outside. I woke up, and now I say that I'm doing my readings at night because I did them at night for so long. And I say, I'm going to be reading your tea leaves tonight. Well, it's actually early in the morning. And I'm just so in the habit of saying good night, hello, I'm reading your tea leaves at night, but it is in the morning. And I woke up, it was beautiful outside. I saw the sun come up, I was drinking my water and looking out the kitchen window. And then I came down, I work in the basement, and all of a sudden, after a couple of readings, I started to hear the rain, and I thought, what the heck? So then I started to hear the thunder, and we're under a tornado watch, and I didn't know it was, I thought it was supposed to be nice today. So I was like, what is going on? Am I on a different timeline? So you will hear probably the booming, and that is, we're having a significant thunderstorm right now. And so also if the sirens start going off, yeah, thankfully I'm in the basement, but I have to go get the cats and make sure my husband and everybody's down here too. So let's take a look. Let's see what these tea leaves have to say. It feels like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. And it looks like, it feels like there's something like a common goal here. Now, let me just stop and say, if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. Also, if you want to like the video or leave a comment, I wouldn't be mad at you. I would actually be very thankful. So we have these 5 people. It looks like kind of all working together. It feels to me like family members. We have a person who I think they're dumping something out. We have a person who's in the middle here, and I imagine them conducting everything. Up here, it looks like somebody, first I thought, are they playing music or maybe using like a chainsaw or something? You can see their hands kind of reaching out, holding this thing. Let me get my stick so it doesn't keep blurring. Holding this, kind of in a stance of a chainsaw. Now this person over here is holding, I don't know, a scroll, something. But it does look like they're feeding the fish. Okay, and there's a fish right here. The fish actually represents abundance, right? And usually of resources. So money or other resources that maybe sustain you. Your, groceries or gas or, I don't know, the things that you're creating or selling for your business or whatever it is. But usually I relate this to money. So I do feel like there's a sense of at least one person in the family who is really focused on creating some wealth, right? And so then down here, it looks like we have a person who is maybe wielding wand. So we have maybe a practitioner, okay, of some kind. And now as I'm looking at this one, it also looks like they're releasing a bird. So we have the head here, we have the arm up here, we have a bird flying out of their hands. So I feel like this is kind of, definitely, not just kind of, this is somebody who is a good communicator and yeah, maybe in a leadership position within the family. And so I feel like there is a harmony to this collective of people. Now, this might be your chosen family. This might be your family of origin, your friends group, whatever it is. I feel like you definitely have a place. Now, I don't know which one you are. It could be that you are the one that, you know, is doing the projects around the house, that's building stuff, that's, you know, taking care of business. You might be the one that is, you know, doing kind of the chores, the housework, you know, in the business of cleansing, you know, clearing energy, this kind of thing. You might be the one over here who is, yeah, out there making big money, right? Or at least trying, running a business, you know, having gone to school to do some kind of prominent work or whatever. You might be the head of the family there. I don't know. You might be the one that's like calling all the shots, the one that's, you know, speaking the spirit. And it also might be that you are the magician, right? You're the one that's kind of hiding away in the, you know, shop behind the house, like having your own alchemical laboratory or something. I don't know. Maybe you are all of these people, you know. Most of us do. We have many archetypes active within ourselves, many roles to play within our households, within our life, our greater life, right? And so I'm looking at this, and it just feels like such a balanced and productive and lively lifestyle. Okay. And so this might be where you're at. This might be where you aspire to be. This might be that kind of thing in your heart that really, you know, is guiding you towards being a person that is proactive, that is motivated, that is existing fully within your life, that is, you know, not just kind of passively watching the hours and the minutes and the, you know, days and weeks and whatever go by. You're up there, you're meeting the day, you are, you know, really in the thing. And it might be that you know, want or have a family, you know, maybe you already have a family, but the dynamic is off, you know, the kids are wild, nobody listens, everybody, you know, is doing their own thing, but not working together, you know. I read something the other day that made me so sad. It was a teacher had written it, and this person was talking about how they call some of the parents, a lot of the parents really, and it's not even calling them that, but coming up with a name for kind of this parenting style, which they call roommate parenting. And it is, you know, that your kids kind of, you live together, but they do their own thing. You just kind of check in to make sure they're okay, but not super involved, right? Not really knowing exactly what's going on in their lives and, you know, what they're up to, what they're doing, what they're interested in, and assisting in that, kind of fostering these opportunities for them to, you know, do different things or whatever. And, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm a helicopter parent a little bit. I know everybody in our family says my husband is with my daughter. They're like, and you probably know my husband, shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot, my husband Paul over there. Yeah, everybody in our family is like, yeah, Paul is the, you know, the helicopter parent. I am too, but in a different way, kind of. I'm very up in the mix, always seeing what's going on, what's happening, what are you doing, you know? And so, yeah, to me that I felt like that was, I don't know, but it is, a lot of us live in these kind of situations, right? Where, we're just kind of coexisting, right? I've definitely been in relationships like this. I've, even, well, growing up, I think it was a lot like this, for me. And that's probably why I've gone the other way, and why I have desired to have a life that is, I'm always with my husband. I work with him. I live with him. We do almost everything together. We run our errands together. We're together almost always. And same with my daughter. My daughter, she's not fully in school yet. So that'll change when she goes to school. But it's because I grew up in a lifestyle where my parents did their own things. They were involved in their own lives more than kind of being a family unit. And, and I saw that modeled around me in a lot of people's, my friends, their parents were similar and so on. So I've gone the other way, and I think a lot of us have, that have kids now that are younger. And, I see at least, in the people that I've met through being a mom, a lot of very involved parents. And so, I feel like you have a similar desire to be very involved in your family, to be, in a place where everybody can kind of work together to be part of this whole, instead of just, two ships passing in the night. And so there, and then you think about this from the mystical, or even like a psychotherapy point of view. And it's about wanting to unify the self, about coming into a place of mastery in different aspects of your life and combining those, instead of being in this place that's very compartmentalized, which we do a lot. We have our home lives, we have our private lives, we have, our work and our family, our extended family life, and, all of these different places, our social lives and, and so on, might look quite different. And we might be fairly different people in each place. And we might not like a lot of crossover, but then there comes a time where it's this wanting to unify everything about ourselves, the different aspects of our being, and finding a way to kind of merge all of these things together. And this is also called, in the Jungian paradigm, individuation. Okay, so it makes sense. And we also think of the idea of as above, so below, so within, so without. So if we have this desire to really have a unified family, to really be in a place where everybody is part of this greater, machine or mechanism, or a mechanism of the machine, and a greater part of this, holistic whole that we all kind of want, right? We desire, we yearn for. It is reflected in our desire to do the same within. Okay, so our state of being, how we are within ourselves, is often how we perceive the world, how we exist within the world. So if you are really in a place of pain and chaos within self, and you dwell there often, this becomes like your home within yourself, it's going to reflect in the way that you live. A thing that people say about, our environments it reflects us. So if you're living in a home that is, you know, very chaotic and messy and you know, cluttery, or even to the point where it's like becoming kind of hoarding, you know, this is a reflection of our mental state, our emotional state, our state of psychic being. And also why I talk about cleaning our houses a lot. You might come to my readings and think, why is this lady talking about me decluttering my closet? Why is she telling me to keep everything off the floor, to make sure that there are places, you know, that are within your home, especially in your bedroom, that have minimal things in them, right? To go into a room that is full of stuff and then to have to kind of burrow into that and sleep, it might, that's almost a claustrophobic feeling. There's no room for energy to be moving in that space. If you go into a room that has very few things, then hopefully, you know, maybe doesn't have a television in there. I know I have one in my room, which is a no-no in my book, but I do. And, you know, you go into a room that has very few things. You can walk around the bed easily. You know, you don't have a million books on the end of your bed. Or when I lived alone, my bed was like where it was my catch-all. I slept with stacks of books, and my cats had places to sleep around towards the bottom of the bed. And you know, I lived like that, and it you know, wasn't ideal for me, but yeah, I admit that. I've lived in a very cluttered house before, but it's a different feeling when you can go in and you can just sleep in there, right? You're not tripping over things. There's not weird sticky stuff like, you know, old cereal spilled, or, you know, bottles of soda, or, you know, whatever it is. It's a different vibe when you come into a room it's just open for you. And, you know, these are things that it's true, in my opinion. I mean, what do I know, really? But we reflect. Our interior state is reflected into how we exist. Okay. So I also see we have a person riding a horse. Okay. We have, and I feel like there is a sense of seeing. I can imagine sitting next to a fire. We have a person sitting and looking up at the wall. And there are shadows dancing. Not to be confused with Plato's cave, right? But yes, similar though, right? Watching the things dancing on the wall, the shadows. And I feel like you must be a seer. You're somebody who can divine, at least scry. You maybe are a reader, tarot reader, or maybe you read tea leaves or coffee grounds or grains, or, you know, whatever it is, pendulum, or I don't know. I could go through a long list of you could really scry anything, honestly. But I feel like it comes naturally to you. And I feel like there is this calling. I feel like you're really envisioning this balanced world for yourself. I mean, there's just such a desire, I think, to just have things kind of work. To not have to worry about some catastrophe constantly, or people arguing or yelling, or you know, disagreeing, or whatever. And this is this want for that. the sense of family, of togetherness. And I feel like, you know, as you are on this road towards really trying to solidify that kind of lifestyle for yourself, there is this time that is coming, that is maybe already here, but I feel like you're not all the way in it. But there are a lot of visions. There's a lot of like creativity, just fragments of things coming to you, asking to be put together, really. I feel like it's like this sense of, I have to create, or I don't know what else to do, you know? I create because I have to, and that's really the energy. And I see you really in this next period of time, really focused on your spiritual work, these visions, the dreams, and creating something in particular. It's not necessarily just like a bunch of, you know, you're like in this prolific era. But you might be, right? But there's something particular that I feel like that you're going to make, whatever your medium is. And this is something that will hold such power in your life. This is an object, a painting, a sculpture, something that you crochet, maybe like a doily, or you've embroidered something, or, you know, whatever it is. Maybe even like a dish. You create like a new meal that, you know, stays in the family for generations. You know, it's something. But it is something profound, okay? And it will be lasting. And so this is a time that feels very potent. It's all about you putting that sight that you have into the things that you are creating, and listening to yourself, you know. That's the big thing, listening to your intuitions here. Now, I see you looking up at the sky, okay? And I see that we have a shooting star. And so I feel like this is a time where, yeah, there are some wishes, there are some dreams. And I feel like, you know, in this time of change, it is a important opportunity. I mean, this is your opportunity to really be forming kind of a plan for this next cycle, okay? So when we have somebody who is gazing at the stars, this is somebody who is contemplating. This is somebody who is daring to dream. And I feel like this is when you take that courage that I know you have and put it into allowing yourself to take some chances, okay? Trusting in that you will do something meaningful with it. And I believe that you will. Now, we also have the letter E, okay? So that seems important. Also, the number 21. 21. And we have the energy of a departed family member who will be visiting you, okay? So we have the cardinal. And if you ever see a cardinal in your garden, in a tree somewhere, you're sitting in your office, having lunch, looking out your window, and you see a cardinal, you know that's somebody coming to tell you they love you, they're there with you, and they have not forgotten you, right? You are beloved to them, and they are beloved to you. Okay, so we're going to flip through. We're going to stop where it feels right. Don't jump. There we go. It is solar power. Oh, yes. I carry within me a solar power. For centuries, the sun has stood as a symbol of royalty, truth, and strength. Today, I walk in that purifying light and bask in its power. Today, I embody solar power. All right. Okay. Scorpio. Hey, you Scorpion. Scorpio, I want to tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. Yes. Okay. Especially if you're new to the channel. Definitely shout it out in the comments. Okay. I love you. Thank you. Good night. Good night. Good night.